Hi folks, Lee here. Welcome to my humble YouTube channel. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that's subbed to the channel in recent months. It means a lot when people do that and they comment and like the videos, because it takes a lot of time and effort to put some videos together. So thank you for doing that if you're one of those lovely people. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. There's loads of tuition on this site that's free. There's lots of different performance stuff as well. And this video was filmed specifically for Dawson's Music, who I do lots and lots of demos for. So you should go and check them out. Lots of gear reviews. And without further ado, let's get on with the lesson. Today, we're going to be looking at something that Joe Todd, hi Joe, asked about, which is sweep picking. And in particular, he was looking at modal sweep picking. And so what I'll do is I will show you some patterns that you can move around, and they're really quite simple really. You don't have to play these things at breakneck speed, and the key is to actually play them slowly anyway, because they sound nice and they work over the chord that you're playing. So I'm going to give you some proper ones to have a look at. We'll have a look at some 2-octave ones, and we'll start in a position that's fairly comfortable for most people, somewhere around the middle of your fretboard, and I'll try and include those that maybe I've got an acoustic where it dies at the 12th fret. So let's start at C. We'll put everything at C, and we'll start with a major arpeggio to start with. And so what we're doing is we're playing the chord of C major as a bar chord, and we're going to take notes from that. I'm just going to play them like this. So what I'm doing with my left hand, my fretting hand, is I'm starting with my second finger on the 8th fret, then I'm playing the 7th fret on the A string, and those two are downstrokes, and then I'm going to hammer on with my 3rd finger here to the 5th. That's the interval I'm talking about, and that's the 10th fret in this case. So I don't pick that note, I'm hammering it on. And then, seeing as my finger's there, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to catch the next string down on the D on the 10th fret. I'm going to play that. So that's the first part of it, that's your first octave. And then you could come back down from that point if you wanted to. Or you could pull off there. If you wanted D major, that's C, C, C sharp, D. It's the same pattern. I'm using the same picking pattern there, same fretted notes. In terms of a pattern, I've just moved it up by two frets, a tone. So that's my C. So we need to get the rest of it, don't we? So we've got to there. The next note is a major 3rd again, because we're just repeating it at the octave but in different shapes. So it's our 2nd finger, as we would be playing on the chord, plays the 9th fret in this case on the G string. And then my 1st finger is going to do a little bar there to play the 8th fret on the B and E string. Okay. And once I get to there, I'm going to hammer on to the major 3rd, which is 2 frets higher, look. Sorry, 2 tones, 4 frets. I'm going to hammer that on, and I'm going to pull off. Okay, so you don't need to play that at breakneck speed. It's really simple. That's a major, straight, typical triad. C major, so we're not adding 7ths in there or anything like that, just major. If we want the minor, then there's our major. The difference between major and minor is 1 note. It's 1 semitone. It's the major 3rd that we're dropping by a semitone. So if that's our major 3rd, there's our minor 3rd. It's a semitone lower. You can do a stretch version like this. I'm going to show you 2 different ways actually. And it depends where you are on the fretboard. So if you'd write down here, you might not want to do this because it's a bit of a killer of a stretch. But if you're up here, it might be quite nice to use. So I'll give you the notes anyway. So we're starting again, 2nd finger, 8th fret. This time we're dropping to the 6th fret on the A string. And then the rest of the pattern for the first octave is the same as the first. And then this is a bar across all of them here. We've got G, B and E. The G, B and E notes, G, B and E string should I say, at the 8th fret. So once you get to there, we're going to hammer on, but not up to the 12th fret this time, just the 11th fret, and then pull off, and then come back down. So that's one way around it. Rather than playing, you could play it there, which is basically going to be a lot easier if you're down at maybe F here, because number one, you can't get to the open string, and it's not much of as much of a stretch. So let me show you what I'm talking about. The arpeggio itself is pretty much the same pattern wise, except on the first string we're playing 2 notes as a hammer, and we're going up a minor third look. If we were doing this the major way, we could do the same with the major scale, the major arpeggio. Make that major. So we're hammering on. So we're playing 8, hammering to 11. Then we've got 10, 10, and then 8, 8, 8. Hammer to 11, pull off, back down the same pattern. So there we are. We've got 2 different types of arpeggio that we can use there. Okay, well, let's take it a step further then, because I'm sure we've got time. Let's try and add in another interval. So we've got the root, the 3rd, whether that's a major or minor, and we've got 5th. Why don't we add in the 7th, whether that's going to be a major 7 or a minor 7 or a dominant 7, depending on what we're doing with the major 3rd. So let me give you some examples of those as 2 octaves. We'll stay in C. Here is a major 7 arpeggio that you can try. So we're going to start little finger this time on the root note of our chord. This time we're playing C major 7. So we're 8, and then we're playing the major 3rd there, which is 7 on the A string, 5 this time on the D string, and I'm hammering that on, and I'm going to slide up to 10. Hammer on at 9, slide to 10. That's the first octave. When we get to 10 on the D string, it's this kind of little set of stairs, if you like, going this way. We've got 9 on the G string, 8 on the B string, 7 on the E string, and then we're going to hammer 1 note, because that's our major 7, up to the octave. There's your major 7. If you wanted to make that a dominant 7, then we're going to keep the major 3rd, but instead of having a major 7 interval, we want a minor 7 interval, because that's how the chord is spelled. And that is 8, 7, 5, 8, 8, 7, 5, 8, slide up to 10. Then we've got 9, 8, and this time 6, and then up to 8. Okay, so we've done a major 7 and a dominant 7, so let me give you a minor 7 now. So there's a couple of ways you can do this one too. Let me start, we'll keep it in C, so this time we've got this chord, haven't we? It's going to sound minor. We'll start with little finger again, but this time instead of going major 3rd, we've got minor 3rd. So it's 8, 6, 5. got a minor 7 interval, so it's 8. So 8, 6, 5, 8, slide up to 10. Once you get to that octave, then you're going to use our second finger to play 8, 8 on the G and B string, and then our first finger drops to 6 on the E and hammers up to 8. So there we are then, Joe. There are a couple of major and minor shapes you can try as sweeps. And you can also incorporate the major 7 and the minor 7 and the dominant 7 into that, which means if you're extending your chords, then you can add in a little bit more of a flavour to your arpeggio shapes as well. And if you understand chord spellings, then you can come up with an arpeggio for every chord. You know, that's the key thing really here. Key bit of theory is to understand how the chords are spelt and then how to find those intervals on the guitar. And then the technique of sweeping, practice is the key. Really, really slow, and trying to get everything even. And that is in terms of your rhythmical playing of each note that you're playing. I kind of end up karate chopping at the bridge here. So we're talking just on the edge of the strings where they meet the bridge. That's where my palm is sitting as I'm playing that sweeping shape, and that means that the strings are being muted as I sweep down through them. And that's pretty, if I was just playing open strings, it'd sound like that. And you can probably see that as I'm picking, my pick is at that angle. I'm not holding it very tight either. And as I come back up, it's angled that way. That's the shape. That's how I'm sweep picking it. Lots of people might do it differently, but that's how it works for me. So hopefully that's given you a couple of 3 shapes that you can use and pull into your playing. Like you say, you don't have to play them at breakneck speed. You can use them contextually to help you improvise around chord progressions. Pop them in there. So there we are, guys. Thanks for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And head on over to the Dawson's Music Facebook page and give them a like too. And while you're over there, you can find me on Facebook under Lee Wrathe. I'm the same on Twitter and also on Instagram too. So come and check me out there and make contact. Once again, thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.